Welcome to Inspiration Station, where we build a sanctuary for your creative spark together. I'm Karina Pardis, a composer, activist, chocoholic, and self-care mom, and I am so glad that you are here. This is a place for you whenever you need encouragement or a reminder to believe in you. In this series, we talk a lot about things that we can do for ourselves in order to remember again and again that we are wonderful and worthy in every moment, and that we are creative beings. This is an essential piece of creativity, to know and care for yourself. This is really, really important. Today, we are going to look outside of that for a moment to recognize one of the most powerful ways that we can access our creative spark: by serving others. John Holmes, who was a poet, said, "There is no exercise better for the heart than reaching down and lifting people up." I want to take a quick moment to recognize that when we talk about serving others, everyone will have their own set of boundaries about what is and is not an acceptable way to do this. Honoring that is important. We don't serve others at the expense of our own needs. But when we take time to make serving others a part of our life, amazing things happen. Studies show that giving back boosts our happiness, our health, and our well-being. There's a podcast called The Happiness Lab, which is fabulous, and there's an episode about how helping others helps yourself. In it, compassion expert David DeStano explains why helping others can improve our own well-being while protecting us from emotional burnout. There's so many benefits. That podcast is going to be in the description. Please listen to it. It's fabulous. Dr. Laurie Santos is the one who runs the podcast, and she has a wonderful collection there that you can find in a blog and lots of other things about the actual science of happiness. It's fascinating. When we talk about serving others to enhance our creativity, there's two main ideas that I want to promote here. The first one is that getting involved in your community builds community. And as artists, that's how we get our art into the world, is through community. And then we are able to build something with like-minded individuals to create the change that we want to see. Those communities don't build themselves. You also don't need to build it all by yourself. Getting involved and helping others with what they are building can help you build what you want to see grow also. The second idea is once again related to the quote by Amanda Palmer that you can only connect the dots that you collect. As artists, we are connecting dots, and we are formulating them in ways to help other people understand those feelings and emotions and experiences in new ways. But in order to connect the dots that we have to others so that they can understand them, we need to be involved in their dots. We need to understand what is happening in the lives of other people and experience empathy if we're going to take that and process it in a way that can help them in our communities. Thomas Monson, who is a religious and spiritual leader, said, "Remember that when you help another up a mountain, you are a little closer to the top yourself." We all have mountains to climb up, and it's just so much nicer to be able to go up together and to help each other up. I don't know if you have ever experienced the climbing of a literal mountain. I remember when I was 14, my parents led myself with a group of teenagers up Mount Evans, which is the tallest mountain in the Colorado Rockies, and its summit is at 14,265 feet. Now, we didn't start at the very, very, very base of the mountain, right? We drove to a place partway up to begin our trek. It was hard. Some people just whizzed right up there. Most of the group was able to stay together, but it was myself and a friend of mine that we were lagging behind a lot. There was one point when we did not think that we were going to make it at all. We were like, well, they're probably already up there, so we can just turn around and we'll get to the bottom by the time they're at the bottom, because that's how slow we're going right now. My dad had gone up to be with the people at the top, and my mom stayed behind. She was in the very back to make sure that no one got left behind. which meant that it was myself, my friend, and my mom at the very back. When we started talking about how we weren't going to make it, my mom stopped us and said, "Do you want to make it?" And we said, "Well, yeah, that'd be nice, but how are we ever going to do that?" And she said, "Find ways to help each other there. How can you help the other person get to the top? Karina, your job is to help Lindsay get to the top, and Lindsay, your job is to help Karina to the top." And when we started looking at it that way, it became so much easier to get up that mountain. It's amazing. I was no longer focused on how tired my legs were or how much it hurt or how hard it was to breathe. I was focused on her. Are her needs being met? Can she do this? I believe she can do this. I believed that she could do it more than I believed that I could do it. But she believed in me. And that synergy got us to the top of that mountain. And I have a picture of the two of us up at the summit, and we look exhausted. But oh my goodness, it was beautiful. And it was such a meaningful experience to me, and still is one of the defining moments of how I approach mountains, both physical and metaphorical. When you help another person up a mountain, you're a little closer to the top yourself. This philosophy, to me, not only promotes happiness and creativity, but it defines what I believe is the purpose of our life here on Earth. So as we look for ways to serve other people, I want to list some of the benefits that I've seen to my own creativity. When I serve others, I notice that I am more open to trying new things. It expands who I can ask opinions of or ask for help from, and it gets me those new perspectives and things outside of my normal sphere that often we can get stuck in easily. When I serve others, it helps me to feel deeper. It improves my connection to myself, to other people, to other communities, to the world around me in general. It increases opportunities for gratitude. And we've talked about gratitude's impact on creativity before, and it is such an impactful practice. When I serve others, I often learn new skills. It's nice to be able to serve others using the skills that I already have and that I'm already really good at. That's a wonderful thing. But sometimes being able to go out there and say, "Hey, this needs to be done and they need help with this, and I don't know how to do that, but I will try," can yield wonderful results. When I serve others, it builds the communities that I want to be stronger. And I also notice within my creativity that there's more ripples of joy. A ripple of joy is not something that is contained within me alone. It goes out into the world. If you close your eyes and imagine this ripple going out as far as you can possibly imagine. That's what we want for our creativity. And service helps me find new ways to get there. Mother Teresa said, "Do small things with great love." I believe that service doesn't have to be this huge monumental thing in order to be beneficial to others or to ourselves in any way. Small things, small and simple, with great love, makes a difference. I believe that when we create time on purpose to look outside of ourselves and to look to others, then we are able to better open up possibilities for greater understanding, and greater understanding leads to greater creations. I believe that there are many hidden gems in this life, and service is one of the most reliable ways that I have found to uncover many of those gems. Some of those gems involve creativity, some of them involve learning opportunities, growth opportunities, struggle opportunities. Some of those gems involve friendships. Some of those gems involve learning more about myself and who I am and what I'm capable of. Service is a tool of the divine. And since we are divine beings, anytime we engage in service, we are experiencing in full our complete divinity. Thank you so much for listening. I'm excited to talk to you again soon. Until then, stay creative. Here in this moment, with human needs and growing dreams, there's so much out there in the world. Commercials and billboards are telling you just what to do and asking who you think you are. Which voice will you listen to?